Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. The constant threats and missile attacks from Iran make it incredibly difficult for the people of Israel to live a normal life. And for those directly impacted by these attacks, the recovery process is immense. Today, we bring you a truly miraculous story, a first-hand account from a survivor whose home took a direct hit from a missile. It was early morning, around 5 a.m., when the barrage of missiles from Tehran began. Ariel Levin Waldman, his wife, and their two young children immediately sprang into action, rushing to their bomb shelter, unaware of the horror about to unfold. Ariel recounts the terrifying moments. Around 5 a.m., I received an alert on my phone. It read, "Immediately go to shelter. High risk of missile impact." I rushed downstairs, pulling my wife and kids with me. My mother-in-law was on her way down, and we made it into the basement shelter. The door remained open because we were still waiting for my father-in-law to come down. And that's when the missile hit our house. There was a flash of light, an extremely loud explosion, and then everything went dark. Instantly, the air was thick with dust and concrete, making it nearly impossible to breathe. We were screaming. My wife was screaming. My kids were screaming. My mother-in-law was screaming. And honestly, I was screaming too, because at that moment, we were in complete panic. Levin Waldman remembers. I was the first to stop screaming, because I realized that if I could still scream, it meant I was still alive. He had his phone in the shelter and called the police. But seeing his family injured and struggling to breathe, he knew they couldn't wait for rescue. I grabbed a water bottle, drank a few sips to stop the choking feeling. It helped me clear my head, to focus. I turned on my phone's flashlight, but still couldn't see anything because of the white dust and concrete everywhere. But that light was enough for me to realize that I was intact, not severely injured, he recounted. In the midst of the chaos, a collapsed bookshelf had pinned his mother-in-law. The shelf was pressed against the wall, covered in blood, he said. I picked up my 7-week-old infant and held him on my shoulder, then used one hand to lift the bookshelf off my mother-in-law. I then tried to clear a path for my wife and my other child, who was under 3, to get out of the shelter. As they emerged from the shelter, a voice called out to them. Levin Waldman believes it was a firefighter. I couldn't really tell who it was because of the thick dust. I couldn't see clearly, but that person led us up the basement stairs. Our basement had been divided into a secondary apartment. He explains that the wall of that secondary apartment had been completely blown out, clearing a path for the entire family to go upstairs. He firmly believes that if that wall hadn't exploded, they would have been buried alive in the rubble. As he climbed, with shards of glass embedded in his feet, Levin Waldman handed his infant to the rescuer to get outside. Outside, 2 of the family's cars were buried under debris. He described the scene. It was utter chaos. When I turned back to help my wife carry our older child, the paramedics had already taken the infant to a medical station on the street. I didn't know where my child was. People saw me covered in blood and dust, walking like a zombie in the street, yelling, "Where's my child? Where's my child?" I think they thought the worst had happened. Levin Waldman works at Sheba Medical Center near Tel Aviv. He says the center provided not only medical assistance, but much more, for which he is incredibly grateful. All our belongings, credit cards, clothes were destroyed. Sheba Hospital helped us immensely. They gave us clothes, toys for our kids. They helped us start over, he said. Less than 24 hours after the explosion, they faced another terrifying situation at the hotel where they were relocated. He recounted, the hotel was right across from the Weizmann Institute of Science, which took a direct missile hit, shattering all the windows of the hotel. That pushed my nerves to the breaking point. 4 days after the explosion, rescue teams found their dog, Tzavika, in the rubble, alive. Despite all this, Levin Waldman knows exactly who rescued them. When I say that we are alive only by the grace of God, I truly believe it. Because there is no such thing as luck, there's no physical explanation that could make me believe that all 6 of us in my house could survive a direct hit from a missile, but we all got out almost unscathed. Statistically, physically, I can't comprehend it, he reflected. And he added, there must be a reason for it. Clearly, someone doesn't want me to die yet, for some purpose. And that is real. When the reporter told him that God was watching over him, he replied, I still have work to do in this world. I don't know what it is yet, but whatever it is, I will do it. The story of the Levin Waldman family is not just a miracle amidst the flames. It's a wake-up call for all of us. As the conflict continues, and as threats against the people of Israel intensify, the global church cannot remain indifferent. Remember that God loves His chosen people, and His word calls us to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Psalm 122:6. Families in Israel, and also the people of Iran, who are living in fear and instability, children traumatized by war, those experiencing loss and pain who need healing and comfort. God's church in the Holy Land, that they may be a light in these dark times. By the grace of God, we are alive. That testimony is now a call for us to kneel, lament, and pray for Israel, for peace, and for a spiritual revival to come upon God's people.